What is going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. Earlier on the stream, shout out to Nerd Wars. He told me about this, and this, of course, is Alec Baldwin, and just a little bit more detail on exactly what was going on the set of that movie, Rust. Also starring Jensen Ackles, who everyone wants to be Batman. But of course, now this all happened in 2021. But one of the first stories I did talk about was him being charged for it right around in like January or something like that. And so now I was furious if you saw me on stream, and I knew I had to make a video about it. I know normally it's about games or actual movies and things and DEI infiltration. So it's about a movie and a tragedy, but I have to say my bias is I am a proud gun owner. A Second Amendment gun culture. I love it. I love all of it. And one of the biggest gripes, and I know a lot of my fellow gun owners share this, shout out ABF, not this ABF, but the ABF in the chat. The disrespect that Hollywood in general, movie stars do towards guns and gun culture. They don't respect it. They don't pay attention. And we'll talk about those four sacred laws. I mean, there's a bunch of etiquette, but the four big ones you really have to pay attention to. They make money off of guns, and then people die as a result of them not paying the appropriate respect. So have this from LA Times. The Rust movie star Alec Baldwin still maintaining he didn't pull the trigger, even though Detail and the FBI have gone over the weapon he was using, and we all know it was a single action, i.e. it was back, he pulled the trigger, that's it. Even no matter what, he pulled the trigger, and no matter how you rub it, how he did something that would have caused the gun to go off. But the big rub of all of this is the apparent antics that we heard on set during his sole gun training session provided by the movie's armorers before filming began. Baldwin engaged in horseplay with the revolver and was distracted by texting / FaceTiming family members and making videos for his family's enjoyment, the prosecutors wrote. Baldwin, who was one of the film's producers, contributed to the unsafe conditions. We've heard about this by taking control of the set and ordering crew members to work faster. He rushed the armorer to reload and crew members to work at a faster pace. Morrissey and Johnson wrote in the filing, he once used his gun as a pointer directing crew members. And that was the one that actually, okay, so if you're a gun owner or if you ever get into like the vicinity of guns or you want to get into it, first rule is you treat every single firearm like it's loaded. Even fake guns, you treat like it's loaded. And to that end, you do not point a gun at anything you are not willing to obliterate. You don't put your finger on the trigger until you're willing to point it at someone and obliterate them. And then once you're ready to point that gun at something you're ready to obliterate, and then you decide to put your finger on the trigger, you got to be aware of what is behind whatever you're shooting at. And he ignored all of that. He pointed a loaded weapon at something he didn't want to shoot. He put his finger on the trigger when he wasn't going to shoot it, and he wasn't paying attention to his backdrop. He broke every single possible rule you can break, and then dared to say, it wasn't my fault. They told me to point the gun at the camera. Did they tell you to pull the hammer back? Did they tell you to pull the trigger? Did they tell you to pull the hammer back while holding onto the trigger and then let go, thinking that it was going to lock back and it wasn't? And then the hammer, either way, every single safeguard that could have stopped the tragedy from happening was subverted by Mr. Baldwin. And that's not me saying it in the filing. Jesus. And yeah, grand jurors in January determined there was sufficient evidence that Baldwin acted negligently by pointing a loaded gun at Hutchins without first checking the weapon for ammunition. And this is where, yes, there should have been no live rounds on set whatsoever. They found live rounds all over the place. That, again, is a violation of union. Because, yeah, Brandon Lee, this is what happened. There was something. Now, I don't think it was a blank per se, but there was something in the barrel of the gun that shot out because blanks have concussive force. And if you were to put just a regular working blank, working as intended, close to someone's head and it go out, they would die from the concussive force. So all of the horseplay that we just heard about and him using it as a pointer, holy hell, and like firing in the direction with blanks of the crew, that was another one. It is all bad, and I see now why they decided to move forward. But yeah, treat all guns like they're loaded. He didn't do that. I know you, and you can't pull the, oh, I'm just a dumb actor routine. You can't pull that because he was also a producer. Plus, even like shout out to Will Smith of all people and other actors who were like, no, you check your guns all the time. There's that famous footage of Will Smith, of someone almost flagging him with one of the guns on set. And he stops, checks it, you know? So, dear God, treat every gun like it's loaded. Don't put your finger on the trigger unless you're ready to pull it. And don't be ready to pull that unless you have it pointed at something that you want to go bye-bye. And when you're ready for that thing to go bye-bye, dear God, pay attention to what is behind it, because some calibers, they just keep on going. And that, in fact, that is apparently exactly what happened with Hutchins and the directors. It went through one and right into the other. So, my God, a litany of eras and era. I don't see how Baldwin isn't going to go down for this. But yeah, personally, almost all of these people should be in jail for this gross negligence. And yeah, explain your way out of this one. I hope the reality show helps. And shout out to ABF. While Alec Baldwin and his finger might be going to jail, certainly won't be in movies anymore. ABF will see you in the chat. So spam those ABF emojis and let me know what you think of this. Gun owners, what's up? Speak out on this. What you think? Maybe will people understand now while we say you should treat the guns that you use in movies with a little bit more respect, and the culture around them and the people who use them for sport or as tools or as defense or as all of the above? Because boy, they're fun in all facets when used the correct way, which he did not. Anyway, let me know what you think of this. Should have liked, share, and sub. If you've done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.